Now, activists gathered at events in 15 countries in a globally coordinated effort, calling on world leaders to take urgent steps to prevent a return to a widespread conflict in Sudan. Here in Washington, local advocates and leaders gathered to launch the campaign. The effort comes within 1 year remaining until a referendum that will decide the future of Sudan and marks the fifth year anniversary of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement. Activist Jimmy Muller says there is a real risk of a return to conflict that could destabilize the entire region. Others are calling on world leaders to dramatically increase diplomatic support to northern and southern Sudanese parties. Jerry Fowler, Darfur Coalition president, says that there is fear that instability in the run-up to the referendum could reignite a civil war.
Well, today is the 5th anniversary of the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement that ended the war in southern Sudan. And it basically marks a year to the referendum on the future relationship between southern Sudan and all of Sudan. And so as part of Sudan 365, there are events all over the world of people who want to promote peace in Sudan.
The CPA, for example, came into being because of the international effort. And that's why the engagement of the international community is very important in making sure that this process moves forward. Without the engagement of the international community, there will be no peace in Sudan.
From Washington, we go over to London, where groups of human rights launched a global campaign to raise awareness about the situation in Sudan. Jennifer Glasse was there, and here is her story.
Making noise in pursuit of peace. This is the London launch of Sudan 365, a global campaign to raise awareness about Sudan in a critical year, says one of the organizers, James Smith of the Aegis Trust.
It's like an alarm to bring people together, to call people together, to really focus the world's attention on the dangers that Sudan faces today.
The dangers are many. A 5-year-old peace agreement has largely stopped the fighting in Sudan, but many issues remain unresolved, such as allocation of oil revenue and how the country will run its first elections in 24 years, expected this April. The Archbishop of Sudan, the Most Reverend Daniel Deng.
We need the sharing of oils to be done in a fair way. We need the elections to be done in a democratic manner. So these are the things which will show that we have the democracy in the country. We really need peace.
Priscilla Rubin fled Sudan in 1993. She says she was born in war and hopes peace might allow her to go home. She wants her daughter Annette to have a sense of her Sudanese heritage.
This thing is our sample in Sudan. Women carry water in it. This is our life. We want to go home and we teach our children how they can carry water in this thing.
The global beat isn't just happening in London. It's taking place in more than a dozen cities. The Beat for Peace campaign is supported on video by some of the world's most famous drummers from around the world. Campaign organizers hope in the coming year governments will provide diplomatic support for Sudan as it tries to work through unresolved elements of the peace deal. The United States, Norway, and Britain have already pledged their support. Jennifer Glasse for VOA News, London.